We're almost halfway through the NBA season, and it's been a wild ride so far. A lot of crazy things have happened, from the NBA screwing up trying to deal with COVID, and the Utah Jazz being the best team in the league, but one of the most interesting parts of the season has been the MVP race. Right now, the MVP conversation is being dominated by Joel Embiid and LeBron James, and rightfully so. They've been awesome. But while everyone is zigging, I'm gonna zag. While Embiid and LeBron have been incredible in their own right, there's one player who has been just as good, but has faded into the background due to his team's lack of success, and that is Nikola Jokic. Here's the case for Nikola Jokic as the 2020-2021 NBA MVP. Oh, what's that? The Nuggets are the 7th seed in the West? Okay, here's why I don't care. The Denver Nuggets may be 16-14 on the season, which is worse than both the 76ers and the Lakers, but that's not indicative of how good the team actually is. Let's take a look at the Nuggets' net rating, which is the differential between their points scored and points allowed per 100 possessions. It turns out they have the 7th best net rating in the league at 3.8. That's 1.1 higher than the 76ers. Based on the amount of points they've scored and given up, the Nuggets' Pythagorean win-loss total or expected record is actually 18-12. That's worse than the Lakers, but is surprisingly better than the 76ers. This just shows that the Nuggets' record is quite deceiving. Although the Nuggets are toward the bottom of the playoff picture in the Western Conference, Nikola Jokic has been the most impactful player in the league. How can I prove this, you may ask? I won't be using on-off numbers. Instead, I'll use a relatively new statistic called LeBron. LeBron is a plus-minus metric created by B-Ball Index that stands for luck-adjusted player estimate using a box prior regularized on-off. I know that sounds complicated, but here's B-Ball's explanation of the metric, and to put it in layman's terms, it measures impact on both ends of the floor and is more reliable as a plus-minus metric than box plus-minus on Basketball Reference. Jokic currently has the highest LeBron in the league this season at 5.97. As you can see, that's a good bit higher than both LeBron and Embiid. B-Ball Index's LeBron database also includes a metric called wins added. The name is self-explanatory, but this is a measurement of how many wins a player adds to their respective team. LeBron usually dominates this metric, and once again, he is among the best with 4.9 wins added. Who's first? That's right, Nikola Jokic with 5 wins added. Joel Embiid is a bit farther down with 3.6. It's safe to say the impact metrics love Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic has been one of the best offensive players in the league this season, averaging 37 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, and 3 stocks per 100 possessions with a true shooting percentage of 65%. Big men usually have very high true shooting percentages because most of their attempts are near the rim, but this isn't the case for Jokic. Most of his attempts actually come from 3 to 10 feet, and a decent amount of his attempts come from 3-point range. Since he isn't attempting that many shots at the rim, he has to be very efficient everywhere else to have a true shooting percentage that high. Yes, these are Jokic's shooting splits from this season. This level of shooting efficiency is incredible for any one player, but especially for a big man. Ladies and gentlemen, please cover your kids' eyes because this is getting disgusting. Although Jokic ranks outside the top 10 in points per possession, he makes up for his somewhat underwhelming scoring efficiency with his playmaking. As I mentioned earlier, Jokic is averaging 12 assists per 100 possessions, and he's doing it with an assist rate of just under 40%. These are the best numbers of his career. What makes all this even more impressive is the fact that he isn't dominating the ball. He has a usage rate of just 28.9%, which ranks 24th in the entire league. Yes, he has the highest usage rate on his team, but Jamal Murray isn't that far behind. Nikola Jokic's statistical profile is ridiculous, and definitely worthy of an MVP vote. Statistics aside, Jokic is just a dang good player. He is such a versatile force on offense because he's able to impact the game from everywhere on the floor. He can pick and pop and hit threes, or he can overwhelm defenders down at the post. Due to his size, footwork, and touch, he's almost unguardable because he can score in a variety of ways. If you get low in preparation to counter a post move, he'll just shoot a fadeaway. If you overplay him on one side, he'll gladly take a little hook shot. The defensive nightmare doesn't stop there though, because you also have to worry about his lethal passing ability. He can make simple reads on short rolls, but he shines when making cross-court skip passes and sending deep bombs down the court on fast breaks. His passing has gotten so ridiculous that he's arguably the best passing big man of all time. His versatility as both a scorer and playmaker makes him, in my opinion, the best pure center in the game, and he's using all his unique skills to have an absolutely dominant offensive season. You can argue that LeBron's performance at age 36, or Joel Embiid's defensive impact, along with his remarkable interior scoring prowess, make them the MVP, but Jokic's versatile scoring profile, elite playmaking, and advanced impact metrics makes him worthy of the award. I can see that Embiid has a very good case to be the MVP, but I would hate for Jokic to become an afterthought in this discussion just because of his team's record. If we truly want to reward the best performing player of the regular season, then the MVP just might be that slow, goofy big man in Denver.